STMK Radio 100. 100. 100. 100. 100.
Lifting higher, higher and higher. Lifting higher, higher and higher. Lifting higher, higher and higher. Lifting higher, higher and higher.
And now, at the table with Reverend Bill Miller.
Hello, radio friends. This is Reverend Bill Miller. I'd like to say welcome to At the Table. Today I have my grandson's father, which is my son-in-law, Karlin Warren. And he's a great man. He's a good husband. And Karlin, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Dad. How are you?
I'm doing good. Glad to have you here on the show. And my thought was going across my mind about things that this coronavirus is going around, and also about life itself, on how we function as people and how we can maintain who we are in the midst of diversity. And I know that you share some diversities in life and growing up, and some things that, as far as being an educator and a father, and being into entertainment, and then also on top of all that, being a husband. So I just want to share with everyone and our conversation that we're sharing today, that we're having. And what is the question that I want to ask today, starting, is what is your life? What was your life, and what is your life as a child, as a brother, as a man, and as a father? I know you have a sister that you and your mom, Mrs. Warren. She's a great woman. And your family is a family of education, and you're from the family of being educators. So the thing is, I'd just like to give me a background about your life as a child, as a brother, as a man, as a son, and as a father and a husband. Can you give me a background on that, please?
Sure. Well, most of my family is from Lincoln Heights, Cincinnati. Basically, my entire family is from a humble beginning. And my father, who passed away some years ago, really was all about breaking cycles. So he wanted to make sure that me, my sister, and our entire family broke a cycle of poverty in our family. And he successfully did that. Instilled a lot of things in me early on, because he was in the civil rights. Started a lot of civil rights groups in the city of Cleveland, in the suburb of Shaker Heights. So as a kid, I wasn't really allowed to do a lot. I wasn't allowed to try to get away with a lot.
Okay, can you give me his name?
Made me stronger. Alfred L. Warren.
Amen.
And he actually, background on him, he was actually almost the first black man in the Olympics as a diver. So he was a good athlete.
Wonderful, wonderful. So as a child, you say you had a great background. And how are you as a brother? What is it like to being a brother?
Well, to my sister?
To your sister, yes.
Oh, yeah, it's wonderful. Me and my sister kind of really tightened up later on in life. But the commonality was there's always love there. So, whatever she ever needs, whatever I ever need, we've always been there.
Amen.
And then the stitch has always been, my mother and my father always taught us to be there for one another. So it's never an issue or problem. She came by today and got a heater from me and Marquita for her
Yeah,
house
yeah.
because their furnace went out, and we just take it.
Amen. Amen. That is good. That's good. And I know you're married to my daughter Marquita. I'm so proud of you, man. You've been a blessing
Appreciate it.
to us. My mom, your mom is blessed, and also her mom is blessed as well. And we thank God for you all the time that we met you. And the first day I met you, you was a man, and you're still a man, being a man to my daughter and taking good care of them. And I thank you. I want to thank you up front before
Oh,
everyone.
I appreciate that. I just wouldn't have known any other way to be. Meeting you guys and the time that I dated Marquita and her being grounded in God and her faith and me being grounded in God and my faith. Um, I never thought that we would be consistently and constantly evolving, but we are, and we're always getting better. And I
Amen.
think that's what it's really all about. When you get with somebody for life, it's just about constantly evolving.
Amen.
So yeah,
That is wonderful. And I know you as a father and an educator, and also as an entertainer. So you're in the business of entertainment. Can you tell me a little bit about that, my man?
absolutely. So always had a love for music. Of course, I grew up in a household that played all the classics. Your Teddy Pendergrass, Earth, Wind and
Okay,
Fire,
okay.
all that stuff. So I had that soul background, discovery hip hop and writing. I could always write real well, and so I started rapping.
Okay.
Um, and later on in life, I had my own record company,
Wonderful.
and doing bands. Of course, I'm pleased that my life partner loves music too. So it's interesting you ask. We've been taking this time during the coronavirus to complete our musical project.
Praise God. That's
Yeah, yeah.
wonderful.
So
That's good. Y'all always sound good together, man.
yeah,
And
we try. We
yeah,
try.
yeah. So I call y'all Jay-Z and Beyonce.
She might get mad at you for that. Well, it's funny because you guys come to see us perform,
Yeah.
and that's another thing in our evolution because the band that we were in Cleveland, the unit, uh, we hated that comparison because people used to always say, "Oh, do a Jay-Z and Beyonce song." And we did it for a long time,
Right.
but in the midst of that, we always wanted our own identity.
Right.
So it's nice to be putting out an album of our own
Yes. Yes.
original material, our story, our
Wonderful.
thoughts, and it's a true story. It's
Yeah.
our actual
Yeah.
story.
And
So
y'all came out with one before, and talking about love and relationship, and
yeah,
that was a nice CD, man. Very
absolutely.
nice. And what's the
And
title?
actually, Dad, I believe those songs are on this because we thought we were going to put this out a little bit earlier, but now, we have actually revamped everything.
Oh,
We got
good.
some live instrumentation, and actually, you're in the video. Well, the whole family's in the video we put out.
Oh,
We
okay.
put out the video for our wedding, and the song's called "I Do."
Right.
So yeah,
That is wonderful. So
it's a blessing, Dad. Trust me, we're happy about all of
Amen.
that.
So when will you have it out? When is the date? And
Um, well, with the coronavirus and everything, but we're not really looking at that. We're hoping,
yes.
but we were telling people by spring, summer, but definitely summer.
Okay.
Summer is
Okay.
probably where we are with it now, and how the final stages of the production is
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
It'll probably be summer. And
All
we have
right.
some videos, and it'll be nice.
That's wonderful. So, as speaking on that, do you have an email address that maybe people can contact you with?
Yes,
On. So,
actually,
come on, give it to us, man.
yeah, it's the real Warrens at gmail.com. So we
Amen.
have an email specifically for us. Yeah.
Amen. Amen. I'm so glad, man, that you're doing good. And I wanted to ask some questions about your entertainment as far as
Sure.
how did you get started being an entertainer and where
Okay.
you're at now, the place that you're at now. It's in spite of the coronavirus, as far as being a entrepreneur in yourself, and then also the venues that you always set up.
Yeah,
How did you get there?
Those are all good questions. So I'll start with how I got started, and that's really two quick stories. So the first piece to it is when I was a kid, about 4 or 5, my parents took me to New York to see the original Wiz with Stephanie Mills, and that was like my first like real show, and I can still remember that at 48, the lights, the whole thing,
Right.
and I kind of was like in the back of my mind was like, hey, I could do something like this, and just was enthralled by the whole thing. Met Stephanie Mills, and it was amazing. I made my dad buy the 8-track tape.
Is that
I know
right?
the youngins don't know nothing about that. Yeah, I made him buy everything that had the Wiz logo on it. Because back then it was just a little white and black print logo.
Right.
Looked like a Nefertiti logo. And came back home, continued listening to music. And then when I got closer to my teen years, I heard my first hip hop. And I was like, okay, I could start doing this.
Right.
And then I started writing. Now to shift gears to talk about how my gigs, as far as hosting with DJs now in the presence and working with the bands. I mean, I did my last 2 gigs out last Friday and Saturday. And the funny thing was, I told Marquita, your daughter, my wife, I said, babe, after Friday and Saturday, this is going to shut down. So I had a feeling everybody was going to come out, and people came out, and by Sunday, it was over. So for me, this is my first week in a long time where I've actually been home on Friday and Saturday.
Right, right.
And there's a side of it where it's terrible, monetarily, it helps take care of the family. I also enjoy working and seeing people doing something I love.
Right.
But on the flip side, my family is not complaining. My daughter's been happy, I'm home. Of course, Marquita's been happy, I'm home. So then it's given us time. We have spent a lot of time in the studio together, spent a lot of time as a family together, and we've been working on the music so that once this kind of lifts, we'll have less to do, because we were already working on it before the virus hit. Then it was like, okay, now I got a little more time to work on in the midst of everything else. So that's what we've been doing.
That's good, man.
Staying busy, going out for the essentials, and just trying to follow the parameters of the whole Corona thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Speaking of this Corona thing that's going on, I know that you're in the schools working. What is your title at your school, and what type of children you work with?
I am over there, ALC, Alternative Learning Center, which is just a nice way of saying in-school suspension. They also have me doing restorative practices, and this is a piece that I was actually sent off for a training, and I learned how to do. And it's just basically more of a conversation, doing conferencing, doing groups with students, and it's a way of allowing them to talk in a free environment.
Okay.
And it works. It's not more about attacking them for the discipline or disciplining them about something they may have done wrong. It's more about opening up the door to have a conversation, letting them say what they need to say, and I enjoy doing it. It's one of my favorite things right now.
Wonderful. So the type of boys and girls you deal with, are they troubled kids, you're trying to say?
Yes. I do have a lot of kids that are at risk. So that's one of the things that I kind of, worry about with this with this going on, because some of my kids just need to hear a voice of reason daily,
Yes.
and someone that will check them on certain things, tell them certain things are incorrect. And that's not to take a shot at any parents, but some of their parents aren't doing that.
Right.
So the only sense of normalcy they have is when they're in my room.
Right.
So yeah.
So what would be your concerns? Do you think? What are your thoughts that you have in regards to them being isolated and away from the school? What
For
run
so
across
long,
your mind? What run across your mind?
well, some of my kids, I know they're going to be okay because I knew where they were academic wise, discipline wise. You know, they on autopilot. Before my kids, that kind of were repeat offenders, were coming to me on a regular basis, that I may have started gaining some ground with them. I'm concerned that all that work
Yeah.
is going to be lost because we couldn't at least make it to summer.
Yeah.
So
Was there any point of contact? I know school is closed, but was there any opening to the parents or any contact that they could have in regards to not being in school, but someone to contact at this time
well,
of being
actually,
closed?
well, actually, what they ended up setting up is they set up some things online for kids. Your daughter, my wife, she's been working in her district of Maple with that. What I do daily is I make myself available online
Yes.
in between the hours of 11 and 12. But because I'm in my office pretty much all day, I just leave my computer open and just check it every now and again. So we have set up a system where I'm assigned to some of my kids that
Right.
were
Right.
used to talking to me, which I think
Yeah.
is a good
That's
thing.
great, man. That it's
Yeah,
instead of them being left in the wind. You know what I mean?
yeah, because some of them, I
Left
mean, in this
behind.
time, yeah, because in this time, some of them are going to take the package the schools have sent out. They're going to work on them, and they're going to get it done.
Right.
And then for some of them, they're not going to do anything. And then on the flip side, a lot of these parents are learning how hard it is to be an educator.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's another whole nother
Right.
conversation.
Right.
But so many parents want to homeschool their kids.
Yeah.
Now they got the opportunity seeing the work we do.
Yeah. Yeah. So with you
Yeah.
being a father, man, I know you do a great job. You balance yourself. I see you always juggling, trying to juggle between entertainment and working at the school and with your hat. I
Hmm.
love that Apple hat that you wear, man.
Yeah.
Look, Mr. Karlin with your coat and everything, all set and dressed for school and everything. So with your children that you have, my grandchildren, and can you give me a little bit insight on each one of them?
Each one of the kids. Well, the teenagers, your granddaughter Mackenzie, uh, your grandson Ryan.
Yes.
Love them both dearly. They're both doing very well. Uh, both of their last report cards, no one has a C, just B's and A's. Okay, just one. Okay. But for the most part, for both of them, just B's and A's
That's
on
wonderful.
their report cards. So we're very proud of them. I mean, but just like any other teenage kids, they have some things they could work on. But we just try to instill in them what they're dealing with now in the now,
Yes.
what they're going to be faced with in the future, so that long after we're gone and while we're here, we're able to watch them be able to maneuver through this society day to day.
That's
And,
wonderful.
and and we're fully confident. And, there's work that still needs to be done,
That's good.
but we're fully confident.
Amen.
Not a little one.
Yeah, the little sheriff, the little sheriff in
Yeah,
town.
Jackson Alfred Warren Esquire. Yeah, he is amazing kid, very smart. Me and Marquita always laugh because maybe it's just something with our kids and how we raise them. But none of our kids went through terrible twos. But it's something about three. So he's going through his little phase of, let me poke my chest out, see if I can be defiant here and there.
Yeah.
And so
I had
we've been checking that.
Yeah, I had a little taste of him when he was with us last summer.
Oh yeah, you got a little bit.
So we got our recliner and we got our big bed where he slept with me and
but he's
the wife, you know. So his thing is, I'm just telling you this little story what he do. So what he did was, we laying in bed and I told him, I said, okay, it's time for you to go to bed now. He said, no, Papa. He said, you go over there to your little bed. And he was pointing to my recliner. He was telling me he was putting me out of my bed so he could sleep with Grandma. And I go sleep in the little bed. He didn't want to be bothered with no little bed. So he is something else.
Yeah, he's funny, but full of personality. You know, just the educators and us were always
That's wonderful, man.
Teaching.
That's wonderful.
And it's funny, you know, it's kind of a sign of the time. One of the days that he had to be with me, he came in the classroom, and my kids, of course, oh, he's so cute, so cute. But more importantly, they marveled at how well spoken he was, besides mannerly. And it was sort of sad in a way, because a few of the kids walked up to me and said, well, you know, my little brother and sister don't talk like this at home, and they the same age. And, you know, I just said to them in a way, well, you have to speak to them. You have to speak life into them. And you have to have conversations with them like they're anybody else. So, and I think that's one of the things that's missing. I think some parents, you know, you get these newborn babies and these kids.
You say gaga goo goo and
they can change their diapers and put them to bed. But you got to talk to them. You got to start shaping that mind so that once they do get into a school environment, they're ready.
And I like that the phrase that you said. You got to speak life into them.
You got to speak life into them.
And that is
and they got to experience some things. So you know,
wonderful.
even I want to thank y'all. Because for me and Marquita, for him to be able to come there and spend some time with his grandparents and travel. I mean, that's part of his upbringing. You remember when he was a little tiny baby. We wanted to get him to you guys, and we don't know how he did it, but we took that long drive back, and he's a little road warrior. He didn't even start complaining until he was about 30 minutes outside of Cleveland.
That's wonderful.
And he did good. And those are the, just culture, just the types of things that parents just aren't doing that with their kids. And it matters. It makes a difference.
It does. It does. So, I know in the scripture in Ephesians 5:25, it tells us that husband, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. And I look at that scripture and I look at how you give yourself for your family and for your wife, even for your children. And you live a sacrificial life each and every day. And I just want to speak life into you that you're doing a great job, man.
Well, I truly appreciate that. It's a lot, but it's worth it. The rewards are worth it. Like I say, I do miss being at work, but we all know what we facing. But the time I've had with the family this last week has just been priceless, because it's just like every day everybody's like, hey, you're not out. Because I would be, right now, without everything going on, I'd be at work.
Right.
So, and then for my wife, she knows I want to get back to work eventually. But we're all enjoying this.
That's good.
Enjoying me being home.
Well, Karlin, I want to thank you again for agreeing to be on this segment with me and on this show here. And you're a great man. Keep up the good work. And
anytime, Dad.
I'm trying to set up to get with your wife, which is my daughter. It seems like it's easier to get to you than it is to get to her, so I got to check.
No, she'll be ready.
I got to check her.
Yeah, you got to schedule her in.
Yeah.
She'll do it.
All right, good. So thank you so much, man. And in the closing, I'd like to get your email address again, and also your last words that you would like to give to the people.
Sure, I'll give you two email addresses. So I'll give you the email address I have set up for me and my wife with our, entertainment stuff. That is the real Warrens at gmail.com. And then my personal email is KDouble DOUBLE at gmail.com. So KWW at gmail.com.
Amen. And your last words.
Just, right now, I know, we have a lot going on out there, but just for people to stay encouraged, stay motivated, try not to panic, and just know that, our country and our nation is strong. We're a strong country and a strong nation. So we just need to wake up with that in mind every day and have faith.
Amen.
If you don't have faith in the man upstairs, which we all have, hey, have faith in faith.
Amen. And those that are listening, we'd like to thank you for taking the time out to listen to this program. And if you have desire for prayer or for counsel, brobill9608 at yahoo.com. Be glad to talk with you. You can call me on my number, area code 402-201-0846. And this is Reverend Bill Miller at the table. God bless you, and thank you so much.
Some friends along the way, family is changing ways. The successful I become, Lord. The more I feel alone, the higher I climb this mountain, the faster they wanna see me fall. No one to talk to, Lord, I have no one to call. Lord, I need to talk to you. Give me one word with you. After we talk, I won't worry at all. Lord, I need to talk to you. Give me one word with you. After we talk, I won't worry at all. How could they hate me when they should be happy for me? How could a little money come between my family? Lord, I just don't understand. Lord, please take my hand and talk to me, Lord. Lord, I need you to talk to me. Lord, I'm coming to you right now. Talk to me. Give me a confirmation. Let me know that everything's gonna be okay. I won't worry. No, Lord, no, Lord. I want you to just talk to me. And give me one word. I promise I won't worry no more. Talk to me, Lord. It's gonna be okay. Cause I'm going through some hard times, Lord.
It's gonna be okay.
Feel like I have no friends. It's gonna be okay. And bills steady rolling in.
It's gonna be okay.
No one to call, Lord. It's gonna be okay. It's feel like I'm all alone, Lord.
It's gonna be okay.
Lord, I need to talk to you. Give me one word with you. After we talk, I won't worry at all. Lord, I need to talk to you. you.
At the Table with Reverend Bill Miller on STMK Radio 100. Check out Reverend Bill Miller's Bible study radio broadcast live on the new STMK Radio 100 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please listen in and support him as he joins the realm of broadcasting to encourage believers and offer the comfort of God to others across the airwaves. At the Table with Reverend Bill Miller on STMK Radio 100. Also, feel free to contact him for prayer, counseling, and conversation at brobill9608@yahoo.com. That's BROBILL 9608@yahoo.com. At the Table with Reverend Bill Miller on STMK Radio 100.